missing piece of your puzzle. Write the missing part of your story. The new Safari. Reclaim your life.
Helps beat sensitivity fast. Sensodyne Rapid Relief.
Four walls don't make a home. A home is made with your loved ones and their dreams. After all, it is you who turns a house into a home. SBI Home Loans. Always a friend in your journey of making a house a home.
वाह कालरा साहब, बड़ा हेल्दी शेल्दी चल रहा है।
डायबिटिक हूँ ना, सेहत का पूरा ख्याल रखना पड़ता है।
पर ये तो आधा है। डायबिटीज से इम्यूनिटी वीक हो जाती है, यानी बीमारियों का खतरा है। डाबर च्यवनप्राश शुगर फ्री है। ये आपकी इम्यूनिटी बढ़ाएगा, तभी तो होगा पूरा ख्याल। डाबर च्यवनप्राश, इम्यूनिटी अब शुगर फ्री।
National Milk Day Rally for 2023 started from Pune, which is a very big city for India. It reached Mumbai then, which is even a bigger city, and it has come to Gujarat now. We have been meeting a lot of people at various touch points where we meet them and tell them the theme of this rally, which is basically a clean fuel rally.
देखिए, वो बंदा था ना, विजनरी था। विजनरी मतलब कि उसके दिमाग में अगर कोई चीज़ बैठ जाती है तो लंबा सोच के उसका अमल करने को। साथ ये क्लीन मिल्क प्रोडक्शन के साथ क्लीन एनवायरनमेंट के लिए भी जो काम हो रहा है अभी मीथेन गैस का, वो भी ज़्यादा काम है।
दादी के हाथों का जादू और खुशबू से महकता घर, माँ की मुस्कुराहट और प्यार से बनाए खाने की सुगंध। मैं सबके साथ हूँ, सबकी जुबान पर हूँ, सबके स्वाद में हूँ। MDH गरम मसाला, असली मसालों से भरा हूँ मैं।
MDH गरम मसाला, क्योंकि हर रिश्ता है स्वाद से जुड़ा।
टिप चाहिए, पैसा लगाना है तो सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम पे लगाओ। डूबेगा नहीं, जलेगा भी नहीं, कोई खा नहीं जाएगा और मिनिमम 30 साल का रिटर्न देगा। अब इससे बेटर इन्वेस्टमेंट है तो बताओ। सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम, रहो बेफिक्र।
Experience recrafted luxury with the BMW 6 Series Gran Turismo. Drive home your BMW at rupees 64,999 per month at a low interest rate of 6.99%.
After Panoti comment. Now Mamata blames Prime Minister for World Cup loss. Poppy after Panoti debating tonight at 9 p.m.
कांग्रेस ने राजस्थान को महिलाओं के खिलाफ अपराध में नंबर 1 बना दिया।
आज हमारी पार्टी, हमारी सरकार आपके सामने जो काम किया उसके दम पर वोट मांग रहे हैं।
तेलंगाना में ना कांग्रेस को फायदा होगा ना बीजेपी को फायदा होगा। ये तेलंगाना की आवाम इस बात का फैसला कर चुकी है।
केसीआर, ओवैसी की पार्टी और कांग्रेस तीनों परिवारवादी पार्टियां हैं। आपका एक वोट भारत का भविष्य तय करने वाला वोट है।
From the Delhi studios of Republic TV, it's time for Arnab Goswami on The Debate.
Arnab Goswami on the debate at 9. Presented by Amity University. Powered by RP Sanjeev Goenka Group. Century Ply, Club Prime. PolicyBazaar.com. Co-powered by Sera.
Good evening and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Today's word of the day from the Indie Alliance. Every day they give the country a word. And today their word is Papi. Day before yesterday it was Panoti by the Prime Ministerial aspirant Rahul. Today it is Papi by Mamata Banerjee. Another Indie Alliance possible Prime Ministerial face, Mamata Banerjee. Mamata Banerjee believes that India has lost the World Cup final because of the presence of Papis in the Ahmedabad stadium. If I'm reading her logic right, and it gets better, she's also saying that the men in blue were forced into wearing saffronized jerseys, which may have contributed to India's loss in the World Cup final. No joke. We are talking about Prime Ministerial aspirants here. Ladies and gentlemen, this string of events. Prime Ministerial aspirant number 1, Nitish Kumar, sudden sex talk. Prime Ministerial aspirant number 2, Rahul Gandhi, Panoti brainwave. Prime Ministerial aspirant number 3, Mamata Banerjee, endorsement of the Panoti brainwave with the Papi logic. It is beyond the bizarreness of it all, a strategy which to me looks completely hassled about how to counter Narendra Modi. The Prime Minister's clarity in what he stands for and what he is against has been consistent. From being unwavering on the issue of national security, to upholding the rich cultural legacy of India, to not being apologetic at all about being the homeland of the Hindus. On one side, the ideology is clear, with a clear record on development which is before the electorate of India. But what is the Indie Alliance's retort to that record? What is their counter? It cannot be this almost flapping around saffron paranoia one day, Sanatan phobia one day, caste obsession one day, sex talk one day, Panoti one day, and the Papi abuse one day. What kind of campaign is this? Is the Indie Alliance totally out of issues, out of ideas, apart from being out of unity? We are debating the Papi after Panoti politics of Mamata Banerjee and company. But the larger question is one to think about, in my view. We are in the thick, ladies and gentlemen, of the elections for 2023. We are at the start of the election season for 2024. If this is what the opposition is giving us, then it's time for you to choose. Debate 1 tonight. Papi, Panoti, I don't know what's next. Fundamentally, the Indie Alliance says India lost the World Cup because of Narendra Modi. Debate number 2 this evening. The Prime Minister proudly calls for the revival of India's cultural legacy, debating that at 10 p.m. And at 10:30 p.m. tonight, from towing the Pakistan line to pro-Pakistan rallies, what's the Indie Alliance's stand on national security? That's debate number 3. And here are the headlines this Thursday evening on the debate tonight. After Rahul's bizarre Panoti logic, the Prime Minister Mamata calls Prime Minister Modi and Shah Papis and blames them for the World Cup defeat. Back-to-back abuse lands Rahul in trouble. The Election Commission issues a show cause notice.
जो लोग भारत को उसके अतीत से काटना चाहते थे, जो लोग भारत की संस्कृति से, उसकी आध्यात्मिक पहचान से विरक्त थे, वो आजादी के बाद भी गुलामी की मानसिकता नहीं त्याग पाए।
In Krishna Janmabhoomi, Prime Minister slams the colonial mindset, calls for the revival of cultural legacy.
एक तरफ से जवान शहीद हो रहे हैं और दूसरी तरफ से जो जम्मू कश्मीर के लोगों का जीना हराम कर दिया है मिलिटेंसी के नाम पे, तो मुझे समझ नहीं आता, अगर ये कहते हैं हालात ठीक है तो फिर हमारे जवान शहीद क्यों हो रहे हैं?
Forces avenged the martyrdom of 4 jawans in Rajouri, but Mehbooba toes the pro-Pak line by blaming the centre. The tunnel operations in Uttarkashi enter the final stage. 41 workers could be taken out in the morning. And the Congress government cabinet approves state agency investigation into alleged corruption case of Deputy Chief Minister of Karnataka, D.K. Shivkumar. Just when we were getting over the Panoti logic, Mamata Banerjee has thrown the Papi comment into the mix. We first thought here at Republic that this is an isolated comment. It is limited to Rahul. It is Rahul's problem because this is the way he talks. But now it appears that this is a calibrated India Alliance position. The India Alliance is pushing the line quite seriously that India lost the World Cup because of the presence of the Prime Minister of India. I have nothing more to say, but since this is a serious position taken by this alliance, we must debate.
4 days after India's World Cup loss, India Alliance leaders continue to pin the blame on PM Modi. Latest to attack Prime Minister is West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee.
ইন্ডিয়ার ফাইনাল যদি কলকাতায় হতো বা ওয়াঙ্কাড়াতে হতো, আমরা জিততাম। আমাদের ছেলেমেয়েরা এত ভালো খেলাধুলায় সব গেরুয়া পরিয়ে দিয়েছে। বুঝুন, সব গেরুয়া পরিয়ে দিয়েছে। ইভেন খেলতে গিয়েও বলেছিল নীল পরা যাবে না, প্লেয়ারদের আপত্তিতে সেটা খাটেনি, তাও দেখবেন নীলের মধ্যে একটু হলুদ লাগিয়ে দিয়েছে, গেরুয়া লাগিয়ে দিয়েছে। পাপিষ্ঠরা যেখানে যাবে সেখানে মনে রাখবেন পাপে কখনো বাপেরেও ছাড়ে না, এটা একটা প্রবাদে আছে। এত ভিতুর দল আমি দেখিনি।
Not only has she blamed PM's presence for the loss, but also displayed an apparent saffron phobia. And it comes just 2 days after Rahul's Panoti comment.
याद है? हाँ क्या? पनौती वो अच्छा भला वहां पे अच्छा भला हमारे लड़के वहां पे वर्ल्ड कप जीत जाते, वो वहां पे पनौती हरवा दिया। टीवी वाले ये नहीं कहेंगे, मगर जनता जानती है।
A comment that has earned him a show cause notice from Election Commission.
अब ममता जी कहते हैं को केसरी रंग पहनने से वो हार गए, तो क्या आपके खुद के झंडे में भी केसरी रंग है जो आपने भी उठा रखा है? क्या अब आप भी हारेंगे उसके कारण? क्या आप भी चुनाव में इस पर पराजय होगी आपकी, क्योंकि आप भारत के झंडे का रंग भी हटाएंगे? किस कदर आप राजनीति के किस स्तर से नीचे गिरते जा रहे हैं? प्लेयर्स को राजनीति में ले आए आप, आर्मी को राजनीति में ले आए आप किस रंग को राजनीतिक रंग में रंगेंगे ममता जी?
But the views of opposition leaders are far from the sentiments of players who were consoled by PM in dressing room.
बहुत ज़रूरी होता है क्योंकि उस टाइम पर हम मैच हार चुके थे, और जब आपके प्राइम मिनिस्टर जब वहाँ पे आके आपको प्रोत्साहन देते हैं तो वो एक अलग ही एक कॉन्फिडेंस होता है कि लोगों ने देखा ही है कि कैसे उन्होंने सबका साहस बढ़ाया है, कैसे उन्होंने सबसे मुलाकात की है। ये बहुत अच्छा लगा हम लोगों को।
Is India Alliance taking its opposition to Modi too far by drawing link to World Cup loss? Let's debate.
So what I shall do tonight, and I have Tuhin with me of the BJP here, I have Priyanka Tibrawal also of the BJP, an advocate from Kolkata, Tushar Gupta. Supporting the TMC, we have Shubhankar Bhattacharya and advocate Arka Kumar Nag. I have Gyanendra Mishra supporting the Congress view, Vivek Srivastav, and from the Aam Aadmi Party we have Abhinandita Mathur. First, I'd like to get the pro-TMC voices in. There are three parts of the statement. Arka, I'll start with you. That if the World Cup final had been in Eden Gardens, which means Kolkata, the Indian team would have won. If it had been in Wankhede, the Indian team would have won. But because it has been in Gujarat, because the World Cup final was in Ahmedabad, India has lost. Why does Mamata Banerjee hate Gujarat so much? Can you explain this comment? Why does she hate Gujarat? What is the problem with the World Cup final being in Gujarat?
Arnab, there is a twofold reply to this. First, I believe for all the cricket fans and cricket lovers all over India, there is no denying that Eden Gardens and Wankhede has a different sentiment carried with itself. And if the Honorable Chief Minister says that it would have been great for the team, I would say that she is a fan of cricket and she has her love for Wankhede and Eden Gardens, and there is no denying of that to that effect. And so far as the comment of Papi is concerned,
I want to understand. Sorry, Arka, may I just come in 1 minute and I'll be on air. Arka, I'm coming in for a minute and please pause. Thank you. Please pause. I've got a bad throat. I don't want to speak over you. Let me make it very clear. It is not about the emotion involved.
Yes, please.
We all love Eden Gardens. We all love Wankhede. But you cannot say that we don't like the Ahmedabad Stadium. There seems to be a very personal angle to this. Priyanka is from Kolkata.
I do not think that the Chief Minister said so.
There is an anti-Gujarat sentiment. 1 minute. There is an anti-Gujarat sentiment which she is trying to... There is this feeling of one state against another. This over-federalization. Narendra Modi and Amit Shah from Gujarat.
Arnab,
so I must speak against Gujarat. Even in connection with the Indian team. Very sad. Very sad. Priyanka,
small point.
Priyanka, please. No, I want to keep it moving fast. Priyanka.
I don't mind.
Priyanka, and then I come back.
Just give me, please allow me 1 minute
time. It is the mindset of Mamata Banerjee, which is so very visible. She not only hates Gujarat, but for that matter, she hates all the other Hindi-speaking or any other language-speaking states. She hates the people coming from there. She calls us Bairagato. Not just that, I think that Mamata Banerjee, before giving this statement, should also remember that there was a match in 1996. That was the semi-final World Cup which happened at Eden between India and Sri Lanka, and India lost the match. And to the disgust which was taken out by the people, they set the stands on fire. Now, is this the situation which Mamata Banerjee was talking about, that this kind of situation should have been there? So once again, it is Mamata Banerjee who promotes violence. It is Mamata Banerjee who is unhappy, but at the same time she's trying to say that why no violence took place.
So I believe Priyanka ji is not in the understanding of the sentiments of the people of other states staying in West Bengal, and she will never be able to understand that.
We do not understand sentiments of people. It is people like you who do not understand the sentiment of our cricket team, who played such an outstanding match, who played 10 matches which was completely outstanding.
Have you
but
forgotten your results?
About their
Have you not been rejected by the people of Gujarat and people of Punjab who were staying in Bhawanipur constituency when you went ahead and contested the elections against the Honorable Chief Minister? Please get your facts corrected. You are not the representative, and your understanding of the people of India who stays
what does saffron
within
signify?
West
The
Bengal
second
is
point.
absolutely
Courage, valor,
nonsensical.
which
The
you
second
like.
point
I do not
tonight, and on this I want to bring in
that why the media
the second
and the
point.
BJP
Thank you. The
considers,
second point tonight, I want to bring in
Narendra Modi as a
Tuhin
Panoti or
versus
a Papi.
Tuhin
When
versus
people like Sachin
Tuhin
Tendulkar
versus
was there,
Gyanendra and
Amit Shah was there,
Tumankar.
Jay Shah was
Adharmis
there,
like
The
TMC
second point tonight
and
is-
Mahapapis
You people
like
are pointing
TMC
fingers
should
only at
not
the
call
Prime
anyone
Minister. Why
papi.
so?
TMC is a Mahapapi party. They are the Maha-Adharmis who have done so much of Adharma in Bengal.
Please, we do not need to hear dharma
second
from
point that-
Bharatiya
second
Janata
point
Party.
that Mamata Banerjee has made,
The Prime
and
Minister is upset with
I
Gujarat.
think that I think Vivek, 1 minute. Can I get the windows right, please? Not everyone. The second point, and I'm coming to the moot point. The second point she has made here, Tuhin. She has said that we lost because the Indian team was made to wear saffron. And she said that according to her, the Indian team protested, saying we don't want to wear saffron. First of all, I don't know where this story has come from. Did some player tell her? Did Virat Kohli tell her, Mamata Banerjee, save me from wearing saffron? I don't know. If Virat Kohli has said that, he must clarify. Otherwise, she must accept that she's possibly lying. She says, and let me complete. She says, and then you react. She says here, Tuhin, Indian cricket team lost the final because our players were forced to wear saffron. They used to wear blue, and then the BJP brought in saffron within the dress. I think she saw the coach wearing, the orange
Arnab,
dress,
saffron,
jumper, and she got really angry about it. But it also shows her anti-Hindu mindset.
absolutely, Arnab, saffron.
Clear
is the-
anti-Hindu mindset of the India Alliance.
Saffron is the color of our spiritual vigor. So somebody who has a problem with Jai Shri Ram's slogan is, bound to have problem with the saffron color. But then she's supposed to keep her choices to herself.
But you see, the thing is,
the
that
problem
she's never
over here
spoken
is
about
what
any other color. She wouldn't speak about blue or
Yeah,
green.
and she's the
she has a
person who
problem.
openly
She has a
uses
problem with,
words like-
particularly with saffron. Why?
She has a problem with people saying Jai Shri Ram in Bengal. So, her fundamental
I just shot some
anti-Hindu
Prime Minister meeting
mindset
there?
is visible to the entire country. But what I find very worrisome is that, the so-called secular liberal parties of this country, driven to despair by their diabolic hatred against Prime Minister Modi, are today consumed by superstition and sorcery. If my simple question is that if these two people, Rahul Gandhi and Mamata Banerjee, feel that just because Prime Minister Modi visited the stadium, India lost, and therefore he is what they call him. No, a very important question. No, very important question. I want to ask them if they feel that just because Prime Minister Modi visited the stadium, India lost, and therefore they can use all kinds of words against Prime Minister Modi. What would they call India's first Prime Minister under whose watch India lost vast swathes of land to China? India had to suffer the ignominy of its only war defeat. What would they call them? Let me further streamline it. Who is a Papi and who is a Panoti? A Papi is a person who celebrates her victory in Bengal by presiding over Taliban-style violence. Today, even till today, 300 people, BJP karyakartas, are displaced from their homes. There are several who were killed. There were women who were raped. A Papi is a person who presides over, all kinds of scams, be it Sardha scam, be it Rose Valley scam, be it teacher recruitment scam. And let me now tell you who's a Panoti. A Panoti is a person who, after being in public life for 20 years, struggles with the full form of MSP. A Panoti is a person who, after being in public life for 20 years, gets confused on whether petrol comes under GST or not, and who tells you that every time you fill 1 liter of petrol, 50% of that money goes to Adani. How? Can anybody on this panel explain to me? Can any well-wisher of that Panoti explain to me how, when you fill 1 liter of petrol, 50% of that money goes to?
Can I just pause you there and run those pictures full frame? And without generalizing at all, Tuhin, I want to explain to the viewer what Mamata Banerjee is saying. What is she saying? Can we run the pictures full frame? She is saying that we lost because India is written on that T-shirt that Virat Kohli is wearing in saffron. According to her, India would have won if saffron had not been there. Saffron is associated with Hinduism. She's saying that India lost because Rahul Dravid is wearing a saffron colored t-shirt. The support staff are wearing saffron colored t-shirts. What I'm saying is, in a country with over 80% Hindu population, such open abuse, direct abuse of Hinduism. What else is there? You are saying saffron is a bad omen? That a color associated in her mind with Hinduism and with Hinduism has brought bad luck. Tomorrow this person will want a caste census within the Indian team. This is so terrible. Ladies and gentlemen, the second point therefore is, Shubhankar is saying, we lost because saffron was there in the jerseys of the players. Please explain the logic here. Please explain the logic here that your leader has tried to put out. I don't understand her anymore.
अर्नब, पता नहीं एक शेर याद आ रहा है कि आप जान भी ले लो तो कोई गिला नहीं, हम नाम भी ले लो तो गुनाह कर दिया. So here the problem is ये जो so many, the BJP spokesperson, I don't know why they are going, they're beating their chest off. It has been said so many things about Narendra Modi, but I actually heard nowhere where Mamata Banerjee actually named anyone, including Modi ji or Amit Shah. I heard no name at all. And similarly about Rahul Gandhi as well, but the EC has already served a notice. EC has already served a notice. So now the point of discussion is almost, it gets over because tomorrow there will be a notice against Mamata Banerjee as well. Good enough. So what are we fighting for? Number one. Number two, why are we adding words to it? Why are we adding words to it? Where did Mamata Banerjee say that the saffron or Hinduism, because they painted it in Hinduism? Where did this all Hindu and Muslim come from?
Can I?
There is no Hindu Muslim in that.
Able to speak.
Tell me that verse. Show me that.
Shubhankar, you are asking a question. I'm glad you are asking a question. I don't know. I thought you understand Bengali. I understand Bengali very well. We run the #1 channel in Bengal, Republic Bangla. He said, that means everybody has been made to wear gerua. Unless you don't claim not to understand what gerua means. Gerua means what? Tuin also knows. Gerua means saffron. Hindi में भी gerua बोलते हैं.
She pointed to a change of color.
अभी बोला कि gerua पहना इसलिए हार गए. एक मिनट. No, 1 minute. Shubhankar, no. She is making an anti-Hindu comment. Will she speak the same thing about green?
I understand.
Will she speak the same thing about the green color? I'm sorry. Green is associated with Islam.
White color.
Green is associated with Islam.
The point
will
over
she
here,
say?
the point.
Will she say?
The point.
Will
over
she
here,
say?
The point
Does she
over
have
here,
allergy
what
to
was the
saffron?
need to change of color
No,
of
I'm
a
telling you.
jersey? All of a sudden in between the World
You
Cup.
asked a question. You asked a question. I'm answering your question.
What was
no,
if the
Shubhankar.
color is
You
not
asked
so
a question.
relevant,
Don't avoid it.
If you don't imply,
This is as direct as can be, please. As direct. You people are anti-Hindu, that's all. You are anti-Hindu. You are basically anti-Hindu in your thinking.
Wow.
You are against Hindus.
What is the problem with
Tushar.
saffron?
What are we?
I want to ask.
And tell me our religion.
What is the problem with
then
saffron?
Please
What
define
is the
our
problem
religion.
with saffron?
Anti-Hindu.
What is the problem with saffron? What is the problem with saffron?
Okay.
What is the problem with the jersey saffron?
Anti-Hindu
They
is
are
a religion.
playing- they are
That is
men
a
in
new
blue.
religion casted by Arnab Goswami on the channel. Well, that is all your perception, and please don't paint the entire discussion or any mentality in any particular perception. Nobody believes that.
What is
so far.
TMC's
No, I will
problem
repeat
with
the question.
Everyone is a Hindu over there. Blue is as much as
What
a
is
Hindu. The green is
TMC's
as much as
problem
Hindu.
with the
If I
jerseys
wear
being
green, still
saffron?
I'll be Hindu. There won't be a color which will actually certify me as Hindu. I don't believe that. There is no
But your
color
chief
that can
minister
actually
believes
define
that.
Hindu.
But your
Every
chief
color is
minister
Hindu.
believes that.
Every color is.
But your chief
Why do you
minister
want to
believes that.
paint a particular? Just a
Ask
second.
the chief
Now
minister.
tell me, what was
Ask
the
the chief
reason?
minister.
Why did you want to paint
She's
the
saying that
jersey
the
all of
BJP is trying to
a sudden
saffronize
the
the
change in jersey
country
was made
by
in
having
between
the
the
team
World
wear
Cup?
a saffron
Where
jersey.
did
What does it mean?
where did the need arise? Please talk about
What
the need.
Have you?
Where did the need arise?
What need?
What
need? They played in the blue jersey on the ground. Do you even follow the Indian cricket team?
Where did the need
Do
arise?
you know they have had the
Why
training
did you?
jerseys in
That
saffron
is the
before the World
question.
Cup?
If it
Do
is
you-
nothing,
have you
it
seen
has
the
nothing
Asia
to
Cup?
do with
Have you seen the Asia Cup?
with the 2024 election campaigning for anyone. For anyone,
It has everything. Let me tell you, Shubhankar,
I can be
Shubhankar,
can issue a notice.
Shubhankar, see. Shubhankar, 1 minute. Can I get Abhinandita? Can I get Abhinandita and Gyanendra on air, please? Can I get Abhinandita and Gyanendra on air, please? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Can I tell you who is the papi? The papis is the minister arrested in the ration scandal, recruitment scam, cash for query. ये होता है पाप, ठीक है? तो जो पाप करते हैं इस तरह का वो पापी होते हैं. अब I'll tell you one thing, Abhinandita, since your political bogey is attached to the India Alliance train, since your political fortune has been hitched to the Indy bandwagon, you must also think. We are waiting for a proper opposition in this country, Abhinandita. But what are we getting? What are the people getting? They've got a few things in the last 5 months. They've got 5 things. First, they got the sex talk of Nitish Kumar, shameful, perverted conversations. Second, they got the Panoti logic of Nobel laureate Rahul Gandhi. Then they got the papi argument of Mamata Banerjee. Then they got the anti-saffron, anti-Gerua, Gerua kyun pehante ho kind of angle of the India Alliance. Then they got the anti-Gujarat logic. Why is the World Cup final in Gujarat? It should be in Kolkata. It should be in Eden Gardens. Why is it in Gujarat? Right? Now, if this is what is, I don't know, Abhinandita. Why did you people come together for all this? Did you people come together to do all this? And are you going to support this?
There is a kahavat.
Accordingly, people will decide. Kahavat, okay.
Now, there is a kahavat that, Jaisa Raja, Vaisi Praja. I'll just take your attention because there was a BJP spokesperson who was objecting and saying stuff about superstition. But here we had Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and you would remember this, who went on national television to address the nation, saying that aajkal kala jadoo kara ja raha hai, log kale kapde pehen rahe hain. Look at where the discourse has fallen. Somebody's calling someone papi, but there is also a national party, the ruling party, that is actually admitting the papis in their family, into their BJP parivar, into their government, giving them big positions like of the deputy chief minister or the chief minister. So here is a ruling party which follows absolutely no Raj Dharam. The Prime Minister, and it's very unfortunate, it's even bad to say this, but unfortunately the Prime Minister does not himself maintain the decorum of that office, the kind of language that he has used, whether it is against, his opponents or women or various other problematic things. So that is, I think, where the problem lies, because you have to set an example, right? And you cannot set an example
he
by
calls
saying,
Mamata
by
Didi.
promulgating,
One minute. He calls Mamata Didi. He calls him Papi. Who's maintaining the decorum? He calls her Didi. She calls him Papi. Priyanka, who's not maintaining the decorum? She says the governor is a Hitler ka pretatma.
Perfect comment. What do you say about the black magic address that the Prime Minister did?
What do you say about those? What do you say about those?
Can we ask the BJP spokesperson what the black magic?
Their ministers, the Minister of AAP, they're sitting in the jail. In West Bengal, the Minister, Education Minister, the ration
Not
scam,
a surprise that you will bring this up.
But you
cash for query scam. Who are Dharmis and who are papis? The people who are supposed to follow their dharma, like the Chief Minister of each state. And unlike Mamata Banerjee here or Arvind Kejriwal for that matter in Delhi, they are Dharmis because right under their nose, all this dharma is taking place and they take no action. So they are part of this racket. They are part of this adharma which is going in the state. And then you have the audacity to call the Prime Minister party.
I mean,
Now look at their mindset. Now let me say,
Priyanka, Abhinandita, bad throat. Abhinandita, bad throat. I have a bad throat. Please, Abhinandita, I find it remarkable. Let me just come in, please. I'm getting a sympathy vote from all of you today. You see, Gyanendra, saffron is everywhere. Saffron has been part of the Indian team jersey since 2009. Manmohan Singh was there. So I don't understand. Saffron is in the Indian flag.
Absolutely.
I am only thinking today, Gyanendra, saffron is in our flag. What do you want?
Vivekanand, who came from the
you want us
land
to,
of Bengal.
No, if Mamata Banerjee and the Congress want us to remove saffron from the flag, Gyanendra, they should tell us. But to say that saffron is an inauspicious color, the people of the country will punish you. मैं अभी कह रहा हूं खुलकर, आपने पापी कहा, आपने गेरुआ को गाली दी, आपने कहा कि गेरुआ मनहूस रंग है, गेरुआ पहना इसलिए भारत की टीम फाइनल हारी. The people of the country, Gyanendra ji, will punish you. Tomorrow you will say, tomorrow Sonia Gandhi, Antonia Di Maino will say, remove saffron from the flag of India. This logic, इतनी हिम्मत हुई किसी नेता की कि गेरुआ पहना इसलिए टीम हारी. हर चीज में गेरुआ है भारत में, ज्ञानेंद्र जी. हमारे संत महात्मा गेरुआ पहनते हैं.
मैं आपको याद दिलाता हूं अर्नब जी,
गेरुआ त्याग का रंग है. आपने गेरुआ को मनहूस कहा. इंडी अलायंस ने कहा कि गेरुआ एक मनहूस रंग है. भारत के लोग इसका जवाब देंगे. ज्ञानेंद्र जी सुन लीजिए आज.
I think you
this
are
will not be tolerated.
Totally out of context. First, secondly,
yes, I'm making statements totally out of context.
I understand your fixation within particular color, but I am a believer that in rainbow has in
fixation.
7 color.
See the language.
And
he says I have a fixation with saffron. Which color do you have a fixation with?
And this country should reflect all the 7 colors of the rainbow. But when there is a concerted attempt to remove all other color and bring only one particular color, which necessarily does not represent Sanatan or Hinduism in its alone, because all other colors are equally used and respected within the ambit of what we call.
Arnab, if you look at the significance, if you look at the repercussions of what she has said, she has insulted all devotees of Belur Math and Ramakrishna Mission. You go there, they all wear saffron. You know, coming from the land of Swami Vivekanand, demonizing saffron is a crime. You go to Belur Math, you go to Ramakrishna Mission, you will only find saffron. How can you demonize saffron? देखिए, अर्नब मैं आपको बताना चाहता हूँ किस तरह से ममता दीदी ने एक तरह से माइनॉरिटी अपीजमेंट को नॉर्मलाइज किया. I want to remind you, last year, she has normalized words like jihad in public discourse last year very easily. She said, I am launching jihad against BJP. This is how she has normalized Hindu hate and minority appeasement, which is very shameful and which is very dangerous for the future of Bengal.
Of all other colors which duly constitute the rainbow of this country, I see the
which means green sati, green friend. So green for them is friendly, and saffron for them is enemy.
The level of political discourse in this country is concerned, I think it is the BJP which
Arnab, I would like to
share
share a story.
Gyanendra, thank you.
Why are they having this love and affection for green
studio in
color?
Republic Bangla. One of the drivers was with me just yesterday, and
Arko, louder.
Arko,
louder.
when the governor was there, the driver told me that look, whatever happens, I will vote for Mamata Banerjee. So perhaps people within Republic also vote for Mamata Banerjee.
Then why a particular family is not used?
If saffron is the color of saints, if saffron is the color of valor, if saffron is the color of sacrifice, if saffron is the color of wisdom, which is a dearth in TMC, which they lack, they do not have these
Saffron
qualities.
is the color of
That
the
is
leader
why
of
they have
opposition
this kind
stays
of
in West Bengal,
hatred
who is
with
a corrupt
saffron,
man
because
and
they are
should
in
be
love with
behind
green.
bars.
They are
Saffron
in
is
love
the
with the
color
green of
of the
Pakistan.
property which
They are
Mr.
in
Jai
love with the
Shah
green
has
of Pakistan.
fetched
And that is
illegally.
a fact.
16,000
That is a
times
fact. Why all your
increase in the
central
properties
schemes
of
are
Jai
named
Shah.
on
That is
green?
the color, and that
Because
is
you
saffron
hate
perhaps
saffron.
at
You
present.
hate Hinduism.
And it is
You
required
hate saffron,
that
you
all
hate
the
Hinduism.
central
And that
agencies
I would only
work
say
without
to
any
Bhankar
color
Banerjee
and
should
free from
explain.
color
Arko,
independently,
Arko,
constitutionally.
Arko, can I say something to you? Arko.
And Arnab, I would like
Arko,
to
can
tell
I
you
say something?
that there are a lot of BJP leaders within
I couldn't hear him.
who have the central forces at their disposal.
I can't hear,
and
so
they
you've got to get
perhaps is
Arka
making
versus
things
Rohit.
worse than making it for the people of Bengal at large.
Arka, I'll just respond to you. I didn't hear what you said about Republic Bangla. You know, I'll tell you one thing, Arka. I am absolutely convinced after the kind of tsunami of reactions from Trinamool Congress supporters and acolytes to the Bengal governor's visit to the Republic Bangla studios yesterday, every Trinamool Congress person was only talking about it. I'm totally convinced that while we have over 50-60% viewership across Bengal, you know something, Orko, we have 100% viewership among the Trinamool Congress. Morning, day and night, they are only watching Republic Bangla. So thank you for your viewership. Having said that, my question is this, Orko and Shubhankar, be very careful. If you Trinamool supporters in the land of Belur Math, in the land of Swami Vivekananda, start abusing saffron, be prepared. Be prepared for complete rejection from the people of Bengal. Don't be overconfident.
Sorry.
You are abusing Gerua in the land of Swami Vivekananda.
I don't accept that kind of
No, you are abusing. You have said Gerua. Boleche ki na?
No, I don't accept
No, has he not said it?
Nobody has
Am I
abused
wrong?
saffron.
Has he not said, don't abuse saffron in the land of... Don't say saffron. Don't say the Indian team lost because of saffron. Take back the comment. Take back the comment. Take back the comment. The people will punish you.
So please don't.
You guys think you'll get away with it?
Don't invite people over and threat them. No, I'm not taking your threat like that. So don't please.
I'm saying the people of Bengal will punish you if you have an anti-saffron agenda.
We are just saying about that you are particularly.
Then why is she said, Shubhankar, if you say nobody has abused saffron, why she said we lost because of this color saffron on the t-shirts and jerseys of the players? I will not let go of this comment. She made that comment that we lost because of Gerua color on the t-shirts of the players. I want to know why she said that. I want to know why she said that. She has hurt my religious sentiment. She has hurt my religious sentiment by doing so.
Today, just 10 seconds, just 15 seconds. Arnab, this comment of today should not be seen in isolation. It is an extension of many irresponsible, reckless comments which she has been making against the Hindu community. She has tried to normalize the use of word jihad. Last year she made a statement, I am launching jihad against BJP. What does it mean? Tomorrow are you going to launch jihad against followers of
Go on, agree, but nobody...
I think, it is about time Mamata Banerjee mends her ways. Her politics is very dangerous.
You cannot define Hinduism as per your own
for Bengal and for India. As it is, she's facilitating a demographic distortion in Bengal by facilitating
the people of India understand
migration,
Hinduism
but
much better
now
than you
with these
do.
open
Right?
comments,
In last
Hindu hate and
100
minority
years even,
appeasement,
nobody
she's
has
also
talked about
vitiating
color
the
so much.
atmosphere in a way
The things that
which has
you have
never
brought
been
in
done
over here.
before.
Nobody has discriminated color. Nobody has discriminated the name. If you have even discriminated the name India from Bharat. So are you talking about Team India? Are you talking about India or Bharat? You have discriminated among everything, every damn thing. There is a discrimination in color. There is a color discrimination. There is a name
What are you
discrimination.
saying?
Everything is under
You read the
discrimination these days.
Constitution. India,
Of course, that is what you have been promoting
the
everywhere.
Hindi Constitution says.
You are now discriminating.
There is
everything.
absolutely
The
no
moment it
difference
came to
between India and
land,
Bharat. You are the
you
one
had
who's
problems
creating a
using
difference.
the name India as
The
well.
third point.
So stop talking about it.
The third point
Don't
which has
define
been
Hinduism
made.
to the people
May I
of
continue?
India.
May I
You
continue?
are no one to define
third-
Hinduism to India.
No, I'll tell you. Okay. The third point which has been made here, and Vivek, you need to come on this, is the use of the word papi.
Yes.
I mean, for
Yes.
such a senior lady to talk about Prime Minister as papi, it does
Right.
not behove her. This kind of language is intemperate. It is uncouth.
This is called chor ki dadi mein tinka.
I'll use a better word.
From an anger.
The moment papi came, you automatically made it.
No, let's not discuss papi. Let's discuss other words. Let's discuss other words. यहाँ बीजेपी के प्रवक्ता बैठे हैं मूर्खों के सरदार. यहाँ बीजेपी के प्रवक्ता बैठे हैं मूर्खों के सरदार. तो ये जो मूर्खों के सरदार यहाँ बैठे हैं, इनको पता होना चाहिए that let the saffron remain into the confines of the Belur.
MSP का फुल फॉर्म नहीं पता है, उसको क्या हम ज्ञानी कहें?
मूर्खों के सरदार.
जिसको MSP का फुल फॉर्म नहीं पता है, उसको हम क्या कहेंगे?
It is the honorable prime minister.
जिसको ये नहीं पता है कि पेट्रोल GST में है या नहीं है, उसको हम क्या कहेंगे? जिसको भारत माता का सार नहीं पता है, उसको हम क्या कहेंगे?
प्राइम मिनिस्टर एक सीनियर अपोजिशन के लीडर को बोलेंगे मूर्खों के सरदार, और फिर आज आप यहाँ पे आकर के ममता बनर्जी पे क्वेश्चन उठा रहे हैं. अब पहले अपने घर को संभालिए, अपनी भाषा को संभालिए.
आपको पूरा अधिकार है कि आप राहुल गांधी को इंटेलिजेंट कहें, उसको MSP का डेफिनेशन सिखाएं, आप उसको बताएं कि पेट्रोल जो है GST के दायरे में नहीं है, आप उनको पढ़ाइए, लेकिन हम उसको ज्ञानी नहीं कह सकते हैं.
आप सुनिए, और दूसरी बात और सुन लीजिए मूर्खों के सरदार. Saffron should remain into the confines of Belur and the confines of the temples and religious institutions. देश का कलर तिरंगा है.
No, saffron is a part of life. That is where you are fundamentally against the ethos of our civilizational identity. Saffron cannot be confined to the temples. Saffron is within us. Saffron is our spirit. Saffron is our identity. Who are you to confine saffron to the temples? Have you ever gone to the temples? Saffron is omnipresent. Saffron is a part of life. देखिए, ये जो भी कहे अर्नब, मैं ममता जी से आपके माध्यम से, आपके चैनल के माध्यम से मैं एक ही रिक्वेस्ट करना चाहता हूं ममता दीदी से. देखिए ममता दीदी, you know, in the land of Rabindranath Tagore and in the land of Subhash Chandra Bose, stop drawing your inspiration from Hussain Sohrawardi. In the land of Rabindranath Tagore and Subhash Chandra Bose, there is no need for Mamata Banerjee to draw his inspiration from Hussain Sohrawardi. She should draw inspiration from the right people, from Swami Vivekananda.
Does not represent any religion.
Those who
The color
understand-
saffron
Those who
represents a
understand
flower
the color red,
which Tagore has
which is anger,
explained in
aggression,
It represents a
violence,
civilizational
how
pride
to
and
understand
identity.
saffronization.
So do not bring Tagore and do not lynch Tagore into the political battles you people are trying to make in the name of color. That is one. Second, so far as saffronization is concerned, and India is becoming more BJP-nized. BJP-nization should be stopped. There cannot be a scope where, you know, the Bharatiya Janata Party's political color can be made the color of the country. It is a political party which has a color, but that cannot represent India. India is much wider, much bigger, much greater than any political party. So do not try to make it for a religion, because we should not forget that secularism is an integral, unfettered part of the Constitution of India.
I want to read
It cannot be
violence.
taken away from the Constitution
This is
of
what
India.
you represent? Anger, aggression, murder, violence, killing of
do not
people,
talk about
burning them
violence.
alive,
It is
looting
your
villages,
political party which
arson,
has created
killing,
this
rape.
ruckus in Bengal.
This is what
the
you
entire
signify, this is
responsibility
what
lies
CPM
only on the
signified
Bharatiya
Bengal.
Janata Party.
That is
Get
the
your
reason you are against
leader of
saffron.
opposition
That
arrested
is the
first,
reason you are
then we will
against
talk
saffron.
about it. Let there be fair investigations, Ms. Tibrawal. Let there be fair investigations. Let the people who have done a lot of
Pallavi Barua says saffron or gerua is the most pure form of color as it is the color of fire. Right? Louder, please, louder.
I'm so sorry.
Gauri Writer says some people. I'm not going to read this one. I'll read one more tweet very quickly. And Vijay Nakasi says TMC chief's remarks passing personal remarks on Prime Minister Modi are totally unwarranted. You know, Abhinandita, I'll just tell you, since AAP has national aspirations, in 2013, you know what happened to the Congress when they tried to associate saffron with terrorism. They were thrown out by the people of India. Are you not worried about the kind of issues you're getting associated with and what you're defending? You're defending Nitish's sex talk. You're defending Rahul's Panoti. You're defending Mamata's Papi. You're defending Mamata's anti-Gerua line. Why don't you break free? Why don't you have your own independent line? Night after night, AAP spokespersons are forced to take the India Alliance line.
Not at all. Firstly, you know, I'm not here to defend what the TMC leader said or what Rahul Gandhi said the other day. We had made that very clear. I think that, like I said initially about that, you know, for us, it does not matter who is saying. If there is anything that should not be said, it should not be said. But coming to what you were discussing, you know, as a proud Hindu myself, I have no problem with saffron. In fact, aap saffron, sab kuch saffron kar dijiye. But then take cricket away from nepotism. Why is Jay Shah the head of the BCCI? That is the question I'm interested in. You know, handle the economy, make all notes saffron. That's not a problem. That's a good thing. I totally agree that, you know, it is part of our culture. It is the sanctity of, you know, of religion, of our heritage, of our history. No problem. But get the economy on track. You know, if you want to if just by making things saffron or not is going to save our country, is going to improve our country by all means. But for God's sake,
here's a counter to that. Abhinandita, I agree. One minute. Abhinandita, I agree. One minute. Just one minute. By the way, Abhinandita, it's good you're trying to take an independent line. This is the same Mamata Banerjee who was incentivizing people trying to paint every building blue in Kolkata. If you painted a building blue, you were incentivized. Why was she obsessed with blue? Does she think that if the Indian team wears a blue jersey, it becomes a TMC team? Or if they wear a saffron jersey, they will become a BJP team? What kind of short-sighted thinking is this?
No, it's not short-sighted.
What, Vivek? What is your contribution today?
No. The BJP is trying to copyright the saffron with itself.
I have to answer this, Arnab.
We are not against any Hindu religion or any Hindu beliefs. But what we are against is the use of particular colors.
Saffron is the color of purity, sacrifice, renunciation, and it is closely associated with Hindu culture.
You don't like white?
Hindu history.
You don't like white?
I like white.
You don't like peace?
I like white, but I like saffron more. You have a problem with that?
Yes, because
I like white, but I like saffron more. You got a problem?
Yeah.
What do you like?
So I like the tricolor. I like the tricolor.
Has to be red.
I like the tricolor. I don't like saffron. I dislike that color. I prefer white, which is the peace, and I like tricolor. I don't like saffron t-shirts.
The reason CPM is so fond of red and white, I have already said about red. You know, they're kind of blood, shed and everything the CPM used to practice. And they used to write letters and notes and send in the houses that if any house objects and goes against CPM,
Ladies and gentlemen,
they will send a ton of white.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have a
why they are so fond of red and white.
Priyanka, I have to just speak to the viewers. We have two fascinating debates coming up. But as you can see, my throat is completely packing up. So I'm winding up for tonight. Abhishek's taking the debate forward in a few minutes. I'll see you tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello, Moto. Motorola, India's best 5G smartphone brand.
Presented by Amity University, ranked amongst the top 3 universities globally. Powered by RP Sanjeev Goenka Group, growing legacies since 1820. Century Ply Club Prime, Raho Befikar. PolicyBazaar.com, Har family hogi insured. Sarah, this is your space. Play it your way. In association with Star Health Insurance.
In the global employability rankings by Times Higher Education UK, only the following 6 institutions from India are ranked amongst the top 230 in the world for having the most employable graduates. IIT Delhi, IISc Bangalore, IIT Bombay, IIM Ahmedabad, IIT Kharagpur and Amity University.
Sarah, this is your space.
Play it your way.
RP Sanjeev Goenka Group, growing legacies over 200 years.
What you're missing on the inside is waiting for you out there. Find the missing piece of your puzzle. Write the missing part of your story. The new Safari. Reclaim your life.
इंश्योरेंस कोई आरओआई नहीं है। एमएफ ईयर चेक कर, हाई होगा। क्या है?
आप बीपी चेक कीजिए, हाई होगा। हाई बीपी से सीकेडी हो सकता है और उसके ट्रीटमेंट से आपका टोटल लाइफ सेविंग्स खत्म। SHI ले लो।
SHI?
स्टार हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस। अपनी सेविंग्स को बचाइए स्टार हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस के साथ। द हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस स्पेशलिस्ट।
Sarah, this is your space.
Play it your way.
RP Sanjeev Goenka Group, growing legacies over 200 years.
Experience elevated grandness with the most luxurious and supremely comfortable BMW 3 Series Grand Limousine. Bring home India's best-selling luxury sedan at rupees 59,999 per month.
टिप चाहिए? पैसा लगाना है? तो सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम पे लगाओ। डूबेगा नहीं, जलेगा भी नहीं, कोई खा नहीं जाएगा और मिनिमम 30 साल का रिटर्न देगा। अब इससे बेटर इन्वेस्टमेंट है तो बताओ। सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम, रहो बेफिक्र।
Motorola, India's best 5G smartphone brand.
जो लोग भारत को उसके अतीत से काटना चाहते थे, जो लोग भारत की संस्कृति से, उसकी आध्यात्मिक पहचान से विरक्त थे, वो आजादी के बाद भी गुलामी की मानसिकता नहीं त्याग पाए। उन्होंने ब्रजभूमि को भी विकास से वंचित रखा।
In the global employability rankings by Times Higher Education UK, only the following 6 institutions from India are ranked amongst the top 230 in the world for having the most employable graduates. IIT Delhi, IISc Bangalore, IIT Bombay, IIM Ahmedabad, IIT Kharagpur and Amity University.
Experience recrafted luxury with the BMW 6 Series Gran Turismo. Drive home your BMW at rupees 64,999 per month at a low interest rate of 6.99%.
RP Sanjeev Goenka Group, growing legacies over 200 years.
तुम सिविल लाइंस जाना, तुम एमजी रोड, समझ गए?
जी सर। वाह मामू, मिठाइयों की डिलीवरी चल रही है, सीआईडी की प्लानिंग।
डिलीवरी नहीं बेटा, सब अलग अलग बैंक जा रहा है।
ऐसा क्यों? एयू करंट अकाउंट पे सब मिलता है। मामू सोच बदलो और बैंक भी। एयू स्मॉल फाइनेंस बैंक, बदलाव हमसे है। Sarah, this is your space.
Play it your way.
RP Sanjeev Goenka Group, growing legacies over 200 years.
Hi, what's that? That's a Manish Malhotra. Not your dress. The cupboard. The laminate is a Manish Malhotra design.
Century Laminates by Manish Malhotra. Fashion for your furniture.
Live it up, live it up. Motorola, India's best 5G smartphone brand.
आज आजादी के अमृत काल में पहली बार देश गुलामी की उस मानसिकता से बाहर आया है। हम अपनी विरासत पर गर्व की भावना के साथ आगे बढ़ रहे हैं और अब तो अयोध्या में भगवान श्री राम के मंदिर के लोकार्पण की तिथि भी आ गई।
Experience elevated grandness with the most luxurious and supremely comfortable BMW 3 Series Grand Limousine. Bring home India's best-selling luxury sedan at rupees 59,999 per month.
RP Sanjeev Goenka Group, growing legacies over 200 years.
Sarah, this is your space.
Play it your way.
नजर नहीं हटती इस साइसीडो से। Fingers, a new language of technology.
RP Sanjeev Goenka Group, growing legacies over 200 years.
टिप चाहिए? पैसा लगाना है? तो सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम पे लगाओ। डूबेगा नहीं, जलेगा भी नहीं, कोई खा नहीं जाएगा और मिनिमम 30 साल का रिटर्न देगा। अब इससे बेटर इन्वेस्टमेंट है? तो बताओ। सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम, रहो बेफिक्र।
From the Delhi studios of Republic TV, it's time for The Debate.
The Debate at 10, powered by Reva University, Quick Heal Secrite, Green Lamb Laminates, PolicyBazaar.com, co-powered by Mankind Pharma.
Good evening and welcome back, friends. Filling in for Arnab, he had to go for a meeting, and Prime Minister Narendra Modi, by becoming the first Prime Minister to be going to the Krishna Janmabhoomi in Mathura, has made a statement today. A statement which is sort of a repeat messaging, because Prime Minister Narendra Modi believes very strongly that this is the time when India has to assert its cultural identity. It has to claim its leadership of the cultural space, not just within India, but outside as well. Prime Minister has done that, not just with the Ram temple that's coming up, but also with Somnath temple, with the redevelopment of the Mahakal temple in Ujjain. And it's not just about the Hindu temples. Prime Minister, when he travels to Sri Lanka, makes it a point he goes to Anuradhapura. Prime Minister makes sure that India does everything to make Kartarpur corridor a success. Prime Minister declares 14th of August as the Partition Horrors Remembrance Day. Prime Minister pursues and gets International Yoga Day declared by the United Nations. In all these things, there is a thought, there is a philosophy, which is that India has a deep and rich cultural history going back to ancient times. Prime Minister talks about the Buddhist circuit. It's because India has this history, and Prime Minister believes that this has to be reclaimed. It's full ownership, and we have to have a sense of pride in this heritage. That's why he does that. But then, unfortunately, this kind of cultural nationalism for his opponents is something which comes from RSS. It's something which only belongs to RSS, and that's why it becomes a beef for them. We'll discuss today whether this cultural nationalism is a philosophy which every Indian should own up, should be proud of, or is it just a matter of one political party, one ideology? Shravan.
Well, in fact, ladies and gentlemen, you must have thought about this. From Kashi to Ayodhya and now Mathura, Prime Minister has essentially given a message that India will truly emerge as a superpower when there is development of key cultural centers as well. Now, what's important to point out here, ladies and gentlemen, is that can this cultural revival be only associated with one particular religion? And as my colleague Abhishek was also pointing out, that there is a philosophy behind what the Prime Minister is essentially talking about. And for many of you who've traveled abroad, by now you would have realized the very fact that there is absolutely nothing wrong when you are asserting your own cultural identity, something that perhaps has been flourishing and has been applauded when Western leaders have been doing that, and then leaders here in this country have been applauding Western leaders when they had asserted their own cultural identity. So the question here is, why exactly would certain political parties here in India have a problem when the Prime Minister is asserting our own cultural identity? And let's not forget what previous Prime Ministers have had to talk about, redevelopment of certain temple projects that we will be talking about. But take a look at what the Prime Minister had to say earlier in the day. Extremely significant comments made by the Prime Minister in Mathura.
On 525th birth anniversary of Saint Mirabai, Prime Minister Modi visited the holy land of Mathura. With this significant visit, he has become the first PM to mark his presence at Krishna Janmabhoomi, an important pilgrim site for Hindus. The fact that no Prime Minister visited Krishna Janmabhoomi for over 7 decades marks the kind of neglect Mathura has endured.
इस क्षेत्र ने मुश्किल से मुश्किल समय में भी देश को संभाले रखा, लेकिन जब देश आजाद हुआ तो जो महत्व इस पवित्र तीर्थ को मिलना चाहिए था, दुर्भाग्य से वो नहीं हुआ। जो लोग भारत को उसके अतीत से काटना चाहते थे, जो लोग भारत की संस्कृति से, उसकी आध्यात्मिक पहचान से विरक्त थे, वो आजादी के बाद भी गुलामी की मानसिकता नहीं त्याग पाए। उन्होंने ब्रजभूमि को भी विकास से वंचित रखा।
But times have changed. Mathura is all set to get a corridor.
आज आजादी के अमृत काल में पहली बार देश गुलामी की उस मानसिकता से बाहर आया है। हम अपनी विरासत पर गर्व की भावना के साथ आगे बढ़ रहे हैं। आज काशी में विश्वनाथ धाम भव्य रूप में हमारे सामने है। आज उज्जैन के महाकाल महालोक में दिव्यता के साथ साथ भव्यता के दर्शन हो रहे हैं। और अब तो अयोध्या में भगवान श्री राम के मंदिर के लोकार्पण की तिथि भी आ गई है। मथुरा और ब्रज भी विकास की इसकी दौड़ में अब पीछे नहीं रहेंगे। वो दिन दूर नहीं जब ब्रज क्षेत्र में भी भगवान के दर्शन और भी दिव्यता के साथ होंगे।
Redevelopment plan on the lines of Ayodhya, where a grand Ram Mandir is under construction.
तो हर व्यक्ति जान रहा है जो कभी नहीं हो सकता था वह भी आपके नेतृत्व में होकर के 22 जनवरी का इंतजार भी कर रहा है।
And a splendid Kashi corridor.
आप यहां जब आएंगे तो केवल आस्था के ही दर्शन होंगे ऐसा नहीं है। आपको यहां अपने अतीत के गौरव का एहसास भी होगा। कैसे प्राचीनता और नवीनता एक साथ सजीव हो रही है, कैसे पुरातन की प्रेरणाएं भविष्य को दिशा दे रही हैं, इसके साक्षात दर्शन विश्वनाथ धाम परिसर में हम कर रहे हैं।
The message is clear. India is unabashedly proud in its cultural heritage that was muted for decades. Let's debate.
Jai Shri Krishna.
All right, Shravan, introducing the guests. Sanjeev Verma, national spokesperson of the BJP, joins us live from Mumbai. Ratan Sharda, political analyst, RSS thinker and author, joins us live from Mumbai. Vivek Silla, spokesperson of the Samajwadi Party, joining us live from Lucknow. Ravi Srivastava, political analyst, leans towards the Aam Aadmi Party, joining us live from Mumbai. And I would want to begin with Manasvi Thapar. He joins us live, I believe, from Ahmedabad, but since he is from Ahmedabad, Manasvi Thapar, I want to ask you, when Prime Minister Modi, as Chief Minister of Gujarat, brought back the ashes of Shyamji Krishna Verma, what was there to object about? Yeah. You know, when Prime Minister brings all those artifacts of ancient India that were pilfered, pillaged and taken away by the colonial masters at that time and anyone who could thieve, if they are brought back, what's the problem? If we take a sense of pride in those cultural artifacts by bringing them back and restoring them to their right place. Manasvi, if Prime Minister at the United Nations mentions that Tamil is the world's oldest language and that we take pride in the fact that the oldest language of the world is in India, what's wrong with that kind of cultural nationalism, Manasvi? Okay, I think there's some issue with Manasvi. If I can take that question to Ravi Srivastava, maybe. Ravi Srivastava, you got the question right?
Yeah, I got it. Abhishek, another way of what the Prime Minister did today was to again divert from the major issues which the country is suffering from. The issues pertaining to the unemployment, pertaining to the inflation, pertaining to high prices, women's security, joblessness, etc., and all those things, you know, just to divert people's attention. But the fact is that people are now fully aware of it. This is another attempt to polarize people. He talked about Braj again and again. Now the Braj, but he forgot about the Braj Bhushan Sharan Singh. He was talked about the Nari Shakti. What Nari Shakti was doing when the women athletes were dragged just 5 kilometers from his residence on the floor on the road. What Nari Shakti was doing when the people like Asaram, the people like Kuldeep Sengar, the people like Chinmayanand, what they have done to the Nari Shakti? He did not mention about that. But then shamelessly, he keeps on aligning people.
Please don't use this kind of abusive language for the Prime Minister.
Wait a minute. I did not. Yeah, he is a shameless person. I repeat it.
Ravi Srivastava, I have to stop you. Ravi Srivastava, I have to stop you, Ravi Srivastava.
Shamelessly defending him.
Who the hell
You are shamelessly defending
No,
it.
no, 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 no. Ravi Srivastava. Ravi Srivastava. Ravi Srivastava. Ravi Srivastava. Oh, Charu.
Abhishek, let me finish.
Sanju,
Let
Sanju,
me
Sanju,
finish up
Sanju.
what I am saying. Let me finish up
Sanju.
what I am saying first.
Sanju, Ravi Srivastava, listen. Ravi Srivastava, listen. Let's follow certain. Ravi Srivastava, I have to interrupt here. Sanju Verma, please. Sanju Verma, please. Ravi Srivastava, you see, let's follow a certain decorum, Ravi Srivastava. Ravi Srivastava, we are having a healthy debate. We are having a very important conversation on whether an average Indian should take pride in its culture. And you shouldn't be. Sanju, let me complete. I'm stopping him from doing that. Ravi Srivastava, just focus on the subject that we are discussing. Don't target the Prime Minister personally. He has said something in the light of which we are having this debate. I asked you a question. Whether bringing the ashes of Shyamji Krishna Verma back, the freedom fighter of the Gadar movement, should it not instill a sense of pride in us? If the Prime Minister says at the United Nations that Tamil is the oldest language of the world and we are proud of the fact that the Magna Carta, as exemplified by that Uttar Meru inscription, belongs to India, even before the actual Magna Carta. Should we not take pride in it? What's wrong with that, Ravi Srivastava?
I am taking pride in something else, Abhishek. We are making the tallest statues in the country, but still our students are going abroad for studies. Our people are going for treatment abroad for the treatment of the sick people. This is what we have achieved in last 76 years. This is what I want to say. What pride are we taking in? We are making the statues, we are making the temples. This is the pride for us. I say the pride is in that the development of the people. That is more important, where the India is seriously lacking. All parameters of human development are absolutely a shame. The press freedom, the freedom of the speech, all these.
Ravi, Ravi, I think so.
I'm talking about you only.
I don't know whether we have Sanju with us right now. No, but Ravi, just think about it. The question here was not about the Human Development Index right now. That's not what we were essentially debating about. Sanju, if I can bring you in. The large thought process that comes up in terms of cultural revival.
Forget the index.
1 minute, hold on.
I refuse to
there are two different aspects. If you want to talk about inflation, you want to talk about... No, one second. Think about this. Now we are only talking at a, one second, Ravi, hear me out. Ravi, if you just keep shouting, does not really work. Now think about this. Ravi, come on. Come on, Ravi, if you keep doing this, I'm...
So to capture the votes of the OBC vote bank, he's going
to... Are you done?
Mathura,
are you done?
Which he forgot for 10 years.
Are you done?
Carry on now. Carry on, I said. Don't worry.
Sanju, if I can bring you in. The Prime Minister, when the Prime Minister is asserting the cultural revival of our country, we are also reminded when it comes to the Somnath redevelopment, perhaps Abhishek, you can also come into this. The Somnath redevelopment, famously what the then Prime Minister had essentially had to say about it, about Hindu revivalism. The Prime Minister is not talking about Hindu revivalism, but he's talking about the cultural revivalism, which is extremely important. And there is a thin line which perhaps the opposition parties still do not understand. Sanjay, I want to bring you in on the very aspect. What is it that the Prime Minister is essentially looking at right now? Is it the cultural revivalism which was brushed under the carpet for several decades put together?
Can I come in?
Shravan, I first and foremost want to say, I completely do not take kindly to the fact that a nobody on your panel abuses the Prime Minister, calls him shameless, and the anchor, Abhishek Kapoor, after I intervene, he just says, Sanju, we have to maintain decorum. Mr. Kapoor, ask your panelists
Sanju, unfair. Sanju, again, unfair. Sanju, I asked Ravi Srivastava to maintain the decorum, not you. Sanju, no. I have to interrupt.
You did that after I intervened.
Sanju.
You do not legitimize abuse of
Yes, you see, Sanju. Sanju, listen. You're doing this again. Unfortunately, you are doing this again. I am not going to let this happen.
be abused on your show.
I understand the importance of the post. I understand the importance of the office of the Prime Minister as much as you do, Sanju.
Please wait for decorum. Please.
I understand the dignity of the office of the Prime Minister as much as you do, Sanju.
Do not give me a lecture on dignity. First,
I have stopped him. I have stopped him. I have stopped him.
You stopped him after I raised
Sanju,
my
I have stopped him.
You were quiet. You were
No, I would have stopped him anyway. It's not a race happening. It's not a 100-meter race between an anchor and a panelist, Sanju. It's not a 100-meter race between an anchor and a panelist, Sanju.
I don't wish to argue with you. I will answer.
This is very unfair, Sanju, and you're doing this. You are doing this again. You are doing this again. You think you can treat me unfairly, Sanju? Sanju.
Get that loud and clear.
I have not allowed that. I have stopped Ravi Srivastava.
But my definition tells me Prime Minister cannot be called shameless.
Sanju,
You did
the
not.
definition of decorum is that Ravi Srivastava stands exposed, so as you, because you are trying to be unfair to me, which is not good.
Okay.
I do not wish to debate with Abhishek Kapoor.
Sanju Verma. Sanju Verma,
I don't think so that's fair.
Sanju Verma, you see, we are two panelists, two anchors here debating, right? Now, I have given opening comments to Manasvi Thapar. There was some issue with this video. I went to Ravi Srivastava because we are discussing something on which we want the views of the opposition, because the opposition sometimes takes a position just because they don't like the Prime Minister. If they say whatever they are saying, people judge for themselves. Sanju, please understand. This is national TV. People watch. People listen to you. People listen to Ravi Srivastava. People listen to Manasvi Thapar. People listen to Ratan Sharda.
And anchors like you, keep quiet. I will answer Shravan's question and you please don't interrupt me because he's also the anchor of
This
the
is
show.
very dishonest and unfair, Sanju.
I will answer
This is very dishonest and unfair, Sanju.
You keep yapping.
This is very dishonest and unfair, Sanju.
Once you're done, I will answer.
This is very dishonest and unfair, Sanju. This is very dishonest and unfair, Sanju.
should have so much of arrogance.
This is very unfair and dishonest, Sanju. As spokesperson, Ravi Srivastava, please shut up. Let me just speak to her. Sanju Verma, please listen. As the spokesperson of the ruling party, as a spokesperson of the largest party in the world, you have to let debate happen, counter when you are asked, and it is my job to see whether Prime Minister has been treated unfairly. I intervene. And you see, Sanju,
Stop lecturing me, Abhishek.
Sanju, no, I have to defend myself. I have to defend myself, Sanju, because you are being dishonest and unfair. You are being dishonest and unfair, and that's why I have to defend myself.
A panelist is calling the Prime Minister shameless. And
Because
Abhishek Kapoor
Ravi Srivastava, by saying what he has said, stands exposed, and people need to judge him for what he is.
But you're still lecturing.
You understand?
People can see your hypocrisy. Are you done with your lecture? Now let me.
Because you were being unfair to me, Sanju. You were being unfair to me. You were being unfair to me.
This debate is not.
Because you made it about me, that's why. Okay, fine. If it is not about me, I move on.
Yes, so please keep.
If it's not about me, I move on. Okay. If it's not about me, I move on. Okay.
Yes, it's
fair.
not about you. It is about your
Please go.
behavior of allowing abuse on your show. Thank you. Now let me answer.
Again, this is that. Again, you see, Sanju, please understand. Do you understand? Sanju, do you understand? So Shravan asked you a question, you targeted me, that's why I intervened. Please go ahead.
So I am not interested
Please
in
go ahead.
having a debate with you. Let me answer what Shravan asked. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Next time, give a lecture to
Yes, please go ahead. Please go.
Prime Minister. Don't teach me how to debate. Yeah, thank you.
Which I did, which I would.
Abhishek, now it is too much. She should not name me. There's no business to name me.
Ravi, come on. Now what you're doing, Ravi? Abhishek told you the same. 1 minute, just Sanju for a minute, because let me just continue with what Abhishek was saying. Ravi, this is very unfair. 1 minute. 1 minute.
No, you have to stop, Ravi. You have to stop, Ravi.
He's told you this.
Stop, Ravi.
He asked you a question which you did not.
No. Go to Sanju. No. Stop, Ravi. Can you stop, Ravi? Go to Sanju.
I don't ask. I don't.
You cannot do this. You cannot do this, Ravi. When you are asked a question about something, you are answering something else. I asked a simple, direct question to Sanju. Let the debate actually begin here, Ravi. Stop interrupting here.
Thank you.
Sanju, the question here was with regards to cultural revivalism. I want you to put this into perspective. We'll take it then with Manasvi.
Thank you. You know, Shravan, I just want to say that if you look at the last 9.5 years, the Prime Minister has repeatedly emphasized on the fact that cultural, spiritual revivalism and vikas and development and growth, they run parallelly to each other. They are not mutually exclusive. So if Narendra Modi, the Prime Minister, is to be credited with the Kashi, corridor, with the Ujjain Mahakal corridor, with renovating the Kedarnath temple, renovating the Somnath temple. We will on the 22nd of January 2024 have the Bhavya inauguration of the Ram Mandir, an issue which was pending for 491 years before it came to fruition under the aegis of the Modi government. The limited point I'm making is, if you look at the journey of the Prime Minister and the Modi government over the last 9.5 years, we have never sacrificed growth, development, last mile delivery at the altar of spiritualism. In a similar manner, we have never sacrificed our legacy, our cultural roots, our spiritual ethos at the expense of economic growth. So we have always believed that dono ko saath saath chalna chahiye. And if you notice the various speeches of the Prime Minister from the ramparts of the Red Fort, do you remember, Shravan, that last year, while celebrating the 400th birth anniversary of Guru Tegh Bahadur, the Prime Minister said that, on the one hand, we have Guru Gobind Singh, whose two Chote Sahibzadas, were martyred. So December 26th will be celebrated as the, Chote Sahibzades Martyrdom Day. At the same time, this is the Prime Minister who celebrates November 15th every year as the, Janjatiya Gaurav Divas to celebrate the legacy of Bhagwan Birsa Munda. This is the same Prime Minister who has encouraged the Bora community, the Bora Muslim community, to actually engage in the renovation of the most famous Al-Hakim Mosque in Egypt. This is the same Prime Minister who, goes and chadhaus a chadar at the Ajmer Dargah, and equally with gay abandon, with complete pride, without being apologetic, he also wears his Hindutva on his sleeve. The limited point is this. Today, we are talking of revivalism of our culture without any ifs or buts whatsoever. And I think the biggest example of that is the fact that we brought back the Sengol to the new parliament building. The Sengol, which signifies our cultural ethos, was lying in obscurity in some obscurantist museum in Allahabad. That is the difference between Narendra Modi and the erstwhile dispensations, which said that we are secular, but erstwhile dispensations ke dauran, secularism meant that Bhagwa is a crime, sporting tilak, wearing rudraksh, wearing a kalwa. These were not kosher. But today we say, hum Bhagwa bhi pehnenge, saffron bhi pehnenge, rudraksh bhi pehnenge, Gaurav se kahenge, hum Hindu hain, tilak bhi lagayenge, bindi bhi lagayenge, but at the same time, we will also show to the world that we are the world's 5th largest economy in nominal GDP terms, having overtaken the UK. We run the world's largest financial inclusion scheme called Jan Dhan Yojana. We run the world's largest sanitation scheme called, Pradhan Mantri Swachh Bharat Yojana. And we also run the world's largest health insurance scheme called Ayushman Bharat. That is the beauty of Narendra Modi's 9.5 years long rule.
Okay, let me just bring in Manasvi also on this point. Manasvi, you've heard what the BJP has to say about this entire aspect of cultural revivalism. However, having said that, Sanju also makes that point that this is not about just one religion. The biggest mistake that the opposition parties today are making is that when it comes to the election, they become Chunavi Hindu. And the very fact is that it smacks of full of opportunism. When the Prime Minister talks about cultural revivalism, it seems that the opposition parties have not understood it, that what we should be taking pride of when we're even outside. The very fact that in Egypt, that significant visit of the Prime Minister and the engagement that has essentially taken place basically underscores the point that this is cultural revivalism which did not happen for the longest time. Manasvi, where lies the problem then?
Shravan, I hope you'll give me some uninterrupted time, the kind of time you've given to Sanju. So the reality is, when we try to, I was reading it on Republic, the first Prime Minister to visit Krishna Janmabhoomi. So what we are trying to say is that all the out of all the 14 prime ministers, this is the only prime minister who has actually visited, and this is the only prime minister who's trying to create a cultural revivalism in India. Are we trying to say that out of 14 prime ministers, 7 were from Congress, 7 were not from Congress, and other 7, like Atal, greatest prime minister of this country, like Atalji, was not someone who was into cultural revival of this country? Or are we saying Morarji Desai was not into it? So this kind of narrative that everything, whatever in this country is happening, or cultural revival, or vikas ki gati jo badh rahi hai, it's only because of the last 9.5 years. We are trying to say, in the way of hurting Congress, what we are saying, all the other 6 prime ministers have also done nothing in this. You may have issues with Congress, you may continue to have issues with it, but in the progress of this nation, on protecting the culture of this great nation, every prime minister have contributed. Why do we want to say that Atalji did not do it? When we are saying it, this is the only prime minister, this is the first prime minister. Why do we want to say Morarji Desai didn't do it?
No, now you will accuse me.
Manasvi,
you will accuse me. You will accuse me of not giving you the time, but I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why there is.
You didn't interrupt when Sanju was making a point.
I'm tempted. I'm only tempted. I'll tell you only. Just give me.
You were not
bear
making
with me.
any
30
points
seconds.
there.
Bear with me 10 seconds. I will interject. There's a reason why. 10 seconds. I'll give it back.
Just because we are in opposition, we are.
I promise you, I'll give it back to you. Don't worry. No, I am not saying that, Manasvi, just hear me out. The
But
reason
still,
why
we
I
are in
said
democracy. We should be allowed to speak.
And you know, I'll tell you. Allow me to make this point. Allow me to make this point. There is a perception that the opposition parties have that they are perhaps anti-Hindu. The very fact that you have temples being destroyed under the Congress government in the state of Rajasthan, there is a reason why it sticks to you. There is a reason why when the former Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru spoke about Somnath redevelopment, it stuck to them. The very fact that Indira Gandhi also made a comment similar to that nature, that perception has stuck to it. The very fact that you've not been able to revive several cultures that we've been extremely proud of, that is the reason why it is stuck to you. That is the reason why this is the question that is posed to you every time.
Shravan, it's not about the questions being posed to Congress as a party. It's the question posed to India after 1947. India was not just Gandhi Parivar or Congress. India was much larger, much vibrant, and is still much vibrant. No particular person, we can give this onus to any particular individual who has that power to bring Sanatan Dharam back into power. Sanatan Dharam was always in power. Sanatan Dharam is the greatest Dharam. We don't need any individuals. Individuals or political parties may need someone as the largest Dharam of this nation to use as a vote bank. Tell me, when we talk about Sanatan Dharam, BJP is a 40-year-old party, and while Sanatan Dharam is 10,000 years plus old, who needs Sanatan Dharam? Sanatan Dharam does not need Congress or BJP. These political parties may need them for their vote bank. The reality is this: it is not one particular individual or a political party which can save my Sanatan Dharam. Ratan Sharda ji is here. He's one of the scholars in Hindu literature and in Hindu Vedas. He understands this. No one can save Sanatan Dharam. Sanatan Dharam is a thriving Dharam. We as Sanatanis and you as Sanatanis don't need a political party or a political person. We have been thriving since ages, and we will still thrive. It's us. We don't need a political party.
Okay, Manasvi. Manasvi, you got a call at a wrong time, because I had intended to start the debate with you, and the reason was that Prime Minister, when he brought the ashes of Shyamji Krishna Verma very early on in 2002, I thought that that was cultural nationalism without any religious overtones. Today, the comment Prime Minister has made was in a context. Prime Minister was participating in an event to mark the 525th anniversary of Saint Mirabai, the Bhakti saint of medieval time. And Prime Minister, while speaking on that occasion, mentioned about the things that he did. Now, as Sanju Verma mentioned, the issue of Sahibzades, as I mentioned, the Prime Minister's role in Kartarpur corridor, as I mentioned, the fact that as we speak, a project is going on for the redevelopment of the area around Jama Masjid, which is in Delhi. The fact that those artifacts, ancient artifacts, Buddhist artifacts, Jain artifacts, they are being brought back, not essentially just Hindu artifacts. Ratan Sharda, is it becoming a case of the government perhaps not able to communicate properly? the fact that India's ancient heritage, I mean, if there was no Islam in ancient times, what do we do? The fact is, India's ancient heritage was not taken care of in the manner in which Prime Minister's government is trying to do. Is this a communication failure that only the Prime Minister has to do it? And then the opposition gets to counter it in the manner it does, almost painted as if it's an ideological issue with the RSS alone, which it should not be.
Well, first of all, we must remember that what Manasvi talked about is that there is a saying in Sanskrit, Dharmo Rakshati Rakshita. Those who protect Dharma, Dharma protects them. So there has to be somebody who protects Dharma. Did any of the Prime Ministers did that? We have the famous Hindu rate of growth, which was basically Nehruvian rate of growth, which was insulting to Nehru's. 2.5%, 3% socialist growth rate of growth, we called it Hindu rate of growth. That's how insulting we were to Hindus. We had Mr. P.V. Narasimha Rao who brought in place of worship bill, and we say he was a great Hindu. We had people who brought in communal violence bill against Hindus. We say they were great Sanatanis. I'm sorry, you cannot be Sanatani and keep on targeting Hindus. And as far as our national cultural nationalism is concerned, it is not against anybody. Secondly, our nationhood, our theory of nation, it goes back to Vedas, goes back to Puranas, goes back to Mahabharata. It is not a Western invention. So when somebody tries to put this in perspective, the Western nationhood, please understand we are a cultural nation for thousands of years and nobody required anybody, but ultimately we were defeated. So we needed strong state, strong government to put things back in place. Nobody stopped anybody from reviving Mathura. In fact, 1968, Congress made a special trust in Mathura to give away the land to Idgah Trust. Where was the need? Because the earlier trust, which remade entire temple, why that trust was overrun? Why Mavlankar brought in a pseudo trust and made to give away Idgah under Congress? So when you are mortgaging the Hindu future, Hindu tradition and culture in the name of secularism, don't tell me that everybody is Sanatani. I'm sorry, you are not. Just because your name is Hindu, you are not. And one final thing, I have a lot of things to say, but I am very upset with the kind of debate has gone on. You remember I had boycotted a person, a panelist, who used to abuse Nehru, Modi ji and other ladies regularly in the programs. I shouted, I fought. Finally, I will not come to panel if that person comes. Finally, I stopped many debates. Finally, that person lost his place in the national panel circles. Does one person sitting here who is abusing people day and night, what is he? He's a failed person who never won an election except society election, who never had any achievement to his name. He comes and shouts at everybody, calling them names and calling them failed and shameless people. What kind of people you bring up? Panelists have no sense of shame, no sense of politics. Shut up!
What kind
Keep your mouth shut.
comment is this?
You shut up! You are not fit to be here.
You nonsense!
Ravi
Srivastava.
Panel and he want a decent debate.
The person society election,
the person doesn't know anything.
Election.
The person doesn't know anything.
Ravi Srivastava, unfortunately you started this. Ravi Srivastava.
Comment here.
Ravi Srivastava, no, you started this, Ravi Srivastava.
Dharma, every time Dharma. By Dharma is humanity.
Ravi
Dharma is
Srivastava.
only humanity.
Ravi Srivastava, you
fake Dharma of these Bhagavad people. Or the Tika people.
No, unfortunately, we have Vikas also. We have
my Dharma
okay,
is
Ravi.
4 walls of my house.
Ratan Sharda, please pull back.
I don't agree.
Ravi Srivastava, you started this. Ravi Srivastava, you started this, but we have not been able to get Vikas. We have not been able to get Vivek Silas even once.
And let me tell you, I have gone
Okay, now, good. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Kashi, earlier Mathura, the way things have changed, now young people feel...
What? Kashi, Mathura, only divide people.
Saluting the Bhagwan.
Obviously, no, Ravi Srivastava, just because you don't understand India's culture and don't take pride in it, does not mean you are going to abuse the culture.
They are our country.
Don't want a cultural revival. I want an agricultural revival in this country. That is more important to feed people.
Okay, fine. Fair enough. Fair enough. You have taken a position. You don't want culture. You don't want cultural revival. Okay, fine. You only want GDP. You only want HDI decided by Western capitals.
Cultural revival.
Okay, fair enough. Unfortunately, we have to get Vivek.
Only divide the nation.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah, I know what you have done.
Thank you so much, Sanju Verma. Thank you so much, Sanju Verma.
Even Arvind Kejriwal cannot stand you. Nobody can stand you. You have no party to go. You sit somewhere.
Ratan Chadha ji.
What have you achieved in life to call other people shameless?
Can we just get a quick comment?
See, Ravi Srivastava.
One thing that is emerging. Ratan Chadha, you yourself, you know what has happened right now. Okay, but what has happened essentially is at least Ravi Srivastava has made it very clear. In fact, Abhishek, I think so. Ravi Srivastava himself has made it very clear. He doesn't really care about.
Yeah, he doesn't. He stands exposed. That was the point I was making, Shawan. I think that whatever he says, he is not. And this, people judge for themselves. People judge. People are watching, right?
This is symptomatic of what has happened. What has happened? What you know. Ravi Srivastava, this is the reality. This is a reality. Thank you for saying this. This is a reality where there is a complete mismatch between what India aspires today. What India aspires today is of cultural revivalism, which you do not understand. For you get completely mixed. That is the reason why no one is saying that economic, when it comes to economic growth, no one is debating about it. Everyone wants it. But does not mean one can see it in isolation. Let's have
Vivek, we have to get one comment from Vivek and then we have to end the conversation. Vivek, please quickly,
India was great because it was following dharma and it is best economy in the world. The day we lost our, we lost all the respect, all the GDP, all the strength of the nation. It is back now.
Ratan Sharda ji. Sorry, but you see, just one comment from Vivek Silas. He's been part of the panel, but unfortunately we couldn't get him. Vivek Silas, are you opposing the position that Prime Minister takes just because of political opposition? At least in the case of Ravi Srivastava, it's clear that ideologically he does not believe in these things. But what's your position on what Prime Minister has said?
I just want to ask few questions to the nation through your debate. I hope my questions are logical. I think this is the last throw of the dice to somehow manage the losing elections of Rajasthan, as the Bharatiya Janata Party has no relevance in Telangana. If we see carefully, if we go back in the past and see what happened during the Bengal election, our dear Prime Minister went to Bangladesh to visit the Mathura community camp.
Sanju, would you want to respond to this? Because it's directly about the BJP politics now. Sanju, would you want to respond to this? Sanju, would you want to respond to this? Because according to Vivek Silas, this is aimed at Rajasthan elections.
Thank you. Abhishek.
Sorry, Vivek Silas, but you have made an important point already.
I didn't finish.
Okay. Let me just come in, Vivek. I won't take too long. I just want to tell Vivek Silas, I have been on 15 debates with him.
Okay, Sanju, let him finish. Sanju, let him finish. I'll come back to you.
Yogi Adityanath will never come back to power for the second time in a row. आप तो दोबारा सत्ता में आएंगे नहीं। 2017 का यूपी चुनाव हार गए, 2017 का यूपी चुनाव हार गए अखिलेश यादव, 2022 का अखिलेश यादव यूपी चुनाव हार गए। आप यहाँ पर बैठकर बीजेपी को कैसे भाषण दे रहे हैं? पहले उत्तर प्रदेश तो जीतिए। टुडे अखिलेश यादव पार्टी
Okay, Sanju, I think so. You know, if we bring it to just Vivek ji. Vivek ji, the question was something very different. Abhishek asked you a very direct question. 1 minute, Sanju, let's see. I'll have to wrap this up. Sanju, just 1 minute. Okay. Vivek, Abhishek asked you a direct question, and the question I'm repeating. Let's just finish this debate because our apologies, we couldn't come to you earlier. The question here is that, are you simply opposing the Prime... Just 1 minute here. Are you simply opposing the Prime Minister because you have to? Because understand one thing. Again, I'm saying, Prime Minister is not only talking about Hindu traditions.
I am not opposing the Prime Minister.
He spoke about Rajasthan's valor, for example.
During the election, why such things happened? You see what happened in Bengal? He went to the Mathura community temple in Bangladesh.
If the 525th anniversary of Mirabai is during elections,
if you factually are incorrect, Now, when the Prime Minister, when the redevelopment of projects, when the redevelopment of temple projects happened, how is it election? How is it election? When your government, when you were in alliance, how much money did you really spend? Now, as far as Mathura is concerned, what was your position all this while? When it comes to Ram Mandir, you can't even accuse the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister for the longest time has his position very clear as far as Ram Mandir is concerned. And even when he wasn't holding any official position, he was very clear about Ram Mandir.
It is so incredibly sad that the Prime Minister doesn't have the time to talk about the matter.
Shravan.
5 soldiers have died.
Okay.
2 of them are captured.
Vivekji, unfortunately, you will accuse me, but both of Abhishek and myself, we asked you a question, something else. You want to talk about something. Rajasthan election पर बात करेंगे, अगले दिन बात करते हैं. Rajasthan election की बात नहीं थी. सवाल ये था, it was very clear, Vivek ji, the question was very clear about whether at all it's about cultural revivalism or not. You want to bring it down to simple politics here. We gave you examples of the fact that it was not related to politics here. It was not related just to elections.
They don't want to talk about the matter.
Okay, we have run out of time. We have to unfortunately end this debate. Sanju Verma stays for the second one coming after this. We will take a short break, a solace break, and we are back in 30 seconds.
Ransomware and other advanced threats are on the rise. Your organization can be the next target. Are you ready? Securite Hawk Hunt XDR with AI-powered enhanced detection and response can help prepare your organization to counter next ransomware attack, data breach and advanced threat. Securite Hawk Hunt XDR.
Ladies and gentlemen, 2 Lashkar terrorists, one of them a Pakistani national, has been eliminated by our forces in Rajouri. Now, despite the evidence as far as Pakistan imprint is concerned and the very fact that Pakistan is pushing terror on Indian soil, Mehbooba Mufti is towing the Pakistan line. And this is not for the first time, Abhishek. And as far as on this very position is concerned, that batting for Pakistan, talks for Pakistan is perhaps the often same statement that is made by Mehbooba Mufti and Farooq Abdullah.
Yeah. Also, Shravan, in fact, this is not something which has been done for the first time. This entire statement puts into focus the India Alliance's stand on an important issue of national security. Is the pro-Pakistan soft on terror the official stand of the India Alliance in the run-up to 2024? Here's a news report, and then we come back to debate.
Day 2 of encounter in Rajouri, forces have avenged the martyrdom of 4 army personnel. Security forces have gunned down 2 terrorists. One of them is a Pakistani national who was trained on Afpak border. The Pakistani imprint on the terror strike is clear. But watch how India Alliance leader and PDP chief Mehbooba is giving a clean chit to Pakistan.
एक तरफ से जवान शहीद हो रहे हैं और दूसरी तरफ से जो जम्मू कश्मीर के लोगों का जीना हराम कर दिया है मिलिटेंसी के नाम पे, पकड़ दकड़ रोज बरोज यहाँ पर मॉनिटरिंग होती है, सर्विलेंस होती है, कोई बात नहीं कर सकता है. तो मुझे समझ नहीं आता है, अगर ये कहते हैं हालात ठीक है तो फिर हमारे जवान शहीद क्यों हो रहे हैं?
It's been 4 months since the formation of India Alliance. There's no official political agenda out yet. And in such a situation, the back-to-back public statements and rallies by parties of the alliance seem to emerge as the fulcrum of their stand. For example, the anti-Israel, pro-Palestine rally held by Congress in Kerala.
നരേന്ദ്രമോദിക്ക് എന്താണ് ഇസ്രയേലിനോട് ഇത്ര വലിയ മമത? അതിനുശേഷം ലോകരാജ്യങ്ങളെല്ലാം ഈ അക്രമങ്ങൾ കണ്ട് മടുത്ത് എല്ലാ രാജ്യങ്ങളും റിയാക്ട് ചെയ്തപ്പോൾ.
What is the India Alliance stand on issues of national security? Let's debate.
Question here is, what's the position that the India alliance has when it comes to national security? Ladies and gentlemen, this is one aspect that we are very clear about, Abhishek, and there is no question of pandering on an issue like this. The Prime Minister has made it very clear that when it comes to national security, there would be absolutely no compromise. Nikhil Jain, if you have really thought about it, what is it that the Congress party, or for that matter, the alliance partners have to say when it comes to issues like this? On national security, are you now trying to tell us that we should be having talks with Pakistan? If that's the case, say it openly and then we'll counter you on that.
First of all, Shravan, the India Alliance has not taken any position on whether we should hold peaceful talks with Pakistan or not. But if indeed that is the position that the alliance decides to take, let me remind your viewers that it was Atal Bihari Vajpayee, the BJP Prime Minister, who made huge strides in that respect, and the country applauded him for it. The opposition at the time, which was Congress and the BJP,
no, that's the point. Okay, now Nikhil, think about this. Good. Nikhil, very good. The opening remark is very clear. You yourself are not very clear about what's the position. And that's exactly the question that we are asking. We are asking this question. What exactly is the position of the India Alliance on national security? Thank you very much, Nikhil, for saying that you are also not very clear on it.
What is the position of the central government and the BJP right now? I would like to
the BJP is very clear about it. Okay, here Sanju
Verma. Let's ask Sanju Verma.
Sanju, what's your position on national security? What's your position? Do you think you would want to go back and perhaps have that meal with Pakistan, whoever becomes the next Prime Minister?
You know, Shravan, let's just say this, cutting across political affiliations, what have you. National security is not an issue where you allow politics to wreak havoc with the security apparatus of the nation. And I say this with all sincerity. And I also have this to say, that, India as a country has never been the aggressor. We've never engaged in unprovoked aggression. But if there is somebody who attacks us, फिर हम घर में घुस के मारने की हिम्मत रखते हैं और हिमाकत रखते हैं. And I think this was amply showcased on 2 instances unconditionally and unequivocally by the Modi government. Once in September 2016, when we had the surgical strike and we destroyed more than 30 terror launch pads of the Pakistani erstwhile establishment. And once when in 2019, post the Pulwama attack, when we lost 44 of our CRPF personnel, we went deep into the Khyber Pakhtunkhwa area and we showed Pakistan the mirror. And most importantly, for the last couple of years, we've not had bilateral trade relations with Pakistan, barring that stray instance when during COVID, on humanitarian grounds, we extended aid to them. Pakistan, for the longest time, has been on the FATF grey list, though it came out a couple of months back, but I'm sure it will go back there again. My simple proposition is only this, that when it is national security, let us bury our differences, bury the hatchet, and let us also not give intellectual cover fire to terrorists. Because I think where the Congress fails, and I really hate to say this, but let a spade be called a spade. The Defense Minister Rajnath Singh said, we have not given an inch of land to China. External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar said, हमने China को कोई भी territory नहीं दी है अपनी तरफ से और ना उनकी तरफ से कोई encroachment हुआ है. Prime Minister Modi repeated the same thing. Home Minister Amit Shah said we've not yielded a single inch of land. But Rahul Gandhi goes to London, goes to Cambridge, and at a public gathering of so-called intellectuals, he says, China has taken more than 2,000 square kilometers of Indian territory. And then he comes to India and says, चीन की सेना भारत के अंदर घुसकर हमारी सेना की जमकर खूब पिटाई की. When leaders like Rahul Gandhi give intellectual cover fire to national security concerns by peddling a false narrative, that is when we need to be worried, and that is what we need to condemn unequivocally, because that is politicizing the security and the security equation of the country in the larger national interests.
Okay. Akashdeep Puni, just about a few days ago, a Congress leader in the state of Kerala actually forgot the difference perhaps between Palestine and Hamas, okay, and made that a comment which has only embarrassed the party so much. So there was a pro-Palestine rally that took place in the state of Kerala today, and yet another embarrassing statement was actually made. Akashdeep Puni, let's admit it, as far as the track record of the NDA government is concerned, national security, the track record has been far better than the UPA government, and there is a reason behind it. The reason was it was decisive. The reason why today perhaps the central agencies can work in tandem is only because it is decisive, a decisive mandate has been given to them. And that's the reason why there is a stark difference. The question that I asked at the beginning to Nikhil Jain was, what exactly is your position? Do you really want to have a talk or not? As far as this government is concerned, there is no question of talking to a terror state.
Shravan, all your statements are presumptions, and there is no validity of these statements that there has been a stand.
I'll back it with facts. You want me to do that?
No, okay. If you let me speak for 15
because
seconds,
you will say I'm going to interrupt you. I can back it by facts. You want me to do that?
Just give me 10 seconds.
So I'll give you example. I'll give you the track record. I'll give you the track record from the security perspective. I'll give you this track record. Now, as far as if you compare the major terror attacks that have taken place under the UPA government and under the NDA government, I can give you that. Do you want that?
And then you stop me in the 10 seconds, then and let Sanju speak for 5 minutes. Then that's okay.
You are daring. Why don't you dare that to Sanju Verma? You are daring me. Why don't you dare Sanju Verma? But you are asking me and I have the data with me. I can present it before you. So Akashdeep, go ahead.
That's second. Okay. To give my facts regarding the statement I made, we all know that it was only the Congress government which broke Pakistan into two halves. It was no other government till now who have done that. Broke Pakistan into Bangladesh and Pakistan today, which was previously East Pakistan and West Pakistan, and that was the backbone of Pakistan which we broke under Honorable Prime Minister Indira Gandhi late. So that is why the stance of Congress was much stronger regarding national security than Bharatiya Janata Party, which they have now. Regarding the statement of Mehbooba Mufti, what they have said, we also know that there was an RTI filed in 2020 which said that 37 soldiers martyred during the Manmohan Singh time rather than 74 in the
do you remember the 26/11 Mumbai terror attack
given by the central government? This is the
astounding
facts
Shinde were blaming the RSS.
Please don't.
Whereas the Mumbai terror attack was carried out by the
interesting factor is that
please don't sit here and give a bhashan. Why did you not arrange the
Listen. Okay, I have to intervene.
You should make policies to stop these type of things to happen.
Akashdeep Muni.
Interestingly, the government failed to do the policies actually.
Okay, you got your chance. Akashdeep Muni, some perspective there, Akashdeep Muni. National security is not run by the Right to Information Act. The RTI numbers that you were quoting hide a fact perhaps that there are more encounters happening. There is more aggressive push to eliminate terrorists in Jammu and Kashmir, because of which there is more contact happening with the terrorists. And overall, we have seen that this government
give a lecture to the BJP.
That this government has a more aggressive, more confident worldview when it comes to national security. The proof of which we are seeing, for example,
aggression is not always good. We're not street side
also. That's just one example.
कांग्रेस का हाथ आतंकियों के साथ रहा है हमेशा. कांग्रेसियों का हाथ हमेशा आतंकियों के साथ.
Unfortunately, we have really run out of time, and this is a conversation which we are going to have. National security is something which should be bipartisan, which should be above party politics. We have seen how serial blasts have stopped in the country. We have seen how a repeat of a terror attack like that happened in Mumbai on 26/11 does not happen anymore. It's obviously because the government has a very clear policy and objectives when it pursues national security and terror, and that's what we are seeing. On that note, thank you so much all of you for joining us. We're taking a short break. Live and Breaking continues on the other side. Arnab Goswami, of course, back at 9 p.m. tomorrow.
Well, that's all that we could pack in this edition. In fact, as we end this, just we're inching closer to the 15th anniversary of 26/11, and on that, keeping in mind our position as far as national security is concerned, let's make no mistake, there can be no compromise on that. Thank you very much for watching the debate tonight.
Hello, Moto.
Motorola, India's best 5G smartphone brand.
Powered by Reva University, a social impact multidisciplinary university. SecRite, रखे देश का हर business cyber सुरक्षित. Secure your tomorrow today. Amazing spaces के लिए Green Lamb Laminates. कुछ मेरा, कुछ तुम्हारा. PolicyBazaar.com. हर family होगी insured. Co-powered by Mankind Pharma brings premium DMF quality medicine for India.
In the global employability rankings by Times Higher Education UK, only the following 6 institutions from India are ranked amongst the top 230 in the world for having the most employable graduates. IIT Delhi, IISc Bangalore, IIT Bombay, IIM Ahmedabad, IIT Kharagpur and Amity University.
मेरी नजरों से चुना, तेरी हरकतों से सुना। कभी जीती तू, कभी मैं हारा, फिर भी खूबसूरत है ये नजारा, क्योंकि इसमें है खुला
कुछ मेरा, कुछ तुम्हारा।
अमेजिंग स्पेसेस के लिए ग्रीन लैम्ब लैमिनेट्स, कुछ मेरा, कुछ तुम्हारा।